Yes, no? Cool. Uh, yeah, so before I actually talk about my title, right? So from this morning, I think you have been hearing a lot about data ops, FinOps, observability. I think a lot of experts have already spoken about different things on data ops, observability, and FinOps. So I think they have pretty much covered on a very broader aspect so far. But I believe that a quick recap will definitely not hurt your ears for sure. So I'll just throw my piece of insight from my side about from data to dollars, how you can maximize your ROI for your organization by implementing data ops and FinOps strategies. Started with a newspaper delivery boy. From there, currently I'm holding as a self-taught data scientist and analytics manager. Definitely the journey has a solid linear trend, but in between, there are a lot of spikes as well. The way you see in the stock market graph, right? You will have a lot of ups and downs trend. So it was like almost similar that way. Apart from my professional stuff, right? So I've been involved with a lot of open source Python and data science community where, I fuel the communities with my participation, and I try to help them in nurturing for their growth. So here are some of the communities which you are seeing on my slide. And always love to give back to community. So always look for an opportunities to share my knowledge. That's how I learn, I improve, and I share my knowledge. And I also help people who are entering into the world of a data or in the journey of the data. So this is the platforms where I try to guide and help them. I'll try to at least share my at least my pain points that how I did. So I don't want to like others to face. So do the same things. So those sort of a guidance, I'll do it. And finally, I kill all my stress, by lifting weights at gym, and I like to relax myself while watching movies, and I discover new things, while I travel. So that's pretty much about me. Sorry, it's not mine. All right. Of course, technical issues are common in conference, right? You bear with me for a few minutes. What's the problem? Okay. It's working, right? Yeah. So let me start by asking an interesting question to you all. So why did the data and finance team have a picnic together? Any idea? Okay. Any other answers? Okay, let me tell you. So they want to merge their data bytes with some financial spreadsheets and have a revenue lunch. So that's the answer for this question. By the way, this was a joke actually. But no, this joke has some correlation and connection with our topic which we are discussing today. Right? If you have understood this joke clearly, right, it is highlighting the importance of a collaboration and synergy between data and finance teams for maximizing their return on investments. So, which is the main discussion of our topic today. So, during the next 30 or 35 minutes, return on investment. So our journey will start from data to dollars now. So here is the agenda for our talk. So we'll right. In today's digital world, right, so most of the businesses are already collecting the data. But the problem is they are not delivery. So during this process, right, it involves various levels of people from the organization, starting from your data analysts, your data scientists, software engineer, architects, business analysts, and your operations team. I think you have already seen such things from your Shivam slide, and I think from Deepak's slide as well. So, so when all these people come together to work on a common ground, right, okay, to solve, for the effectiveness and the development of a data, that's what the data ops is all about. Okay. So, so in order to run the data ops successfully, right, so there are some crucial phases. So all these phases are crucial, really important in order to successfully drive the entire data ops phase. So here is a phase here. So now you might be wondering by looking at my slide title, right, what is data ops phases from kitchen to delivery. Okay. So my idea here is I always love to break the complex concepts into in a very simpler approach, or by trying to connecting the real life examples or your day-to-day activities. So what I thought here is that the approach of a data ops has a similar approach of. So yeah, before I talk about that, how many of you actually do cooking? Cooking. Okay, I see 70% of hands is here. Then I think you can easily correlate this slide, for sure. Okay, others, it doesn't mean that it's not for you. You can still understand this concept very easily. Trust me. So what I believe here is data ops has a similar approach of a cooking a meal. Let me tell you how. Okay, sorry. Unfortunately. Yeah, so in cooking, right, so you gather all the necessary ingredients before you start cooking. Similarly, in data ops process, right, so this can be compared of collecting data from various sources, like your databases or your APIs or your streaming platforms. So end of the day, object of a data ingestion is like, you are collecting the data, you're collecting the raw data all from your different resources and putting into a centralized repository for, your further processing or, further cooking. So that's the stage one of a data ops. And your data transformation, right? So yeah, before you actually cook, right, you clean, chop, and organize all your ingredients, right? The same way, in data ops, your data has to be cleansed, organized, and structured in a way for easy analysis and utilization. So that's what you do in the phase of a data transformation. And your data integration, right? So in terms of a cooking, right? So you include various recipes. You include various pulses to create a unified and well-balanced dish, right? In coming to the data ops, right, it's a process of combining data from various sources and systems to create a unified and comprehensive data sets. So this is where your data consolidation, your data mining, and your data alignment comes into the picture. You do all such things in the integration part. And data analysis. So, okay, so while you're cooking a recipe, right, you know what your recipe is all about. You adjust the heat levels of the stove, right? And you also taste the food, whether the food is expected to your taste levels or not. If not, you make necessary changes to get the desired result. Similarly, so in data ops, right, we also do the data analysis stuff where you do perform your statistical techniques, you do some calculations, you apply your machine learning algorithm, you keep a track of your data quality and accuracy. And finally, in data delivery, right, so once your dish is done, right, you present that dish to your friends and family members and try to gather feedback. So that's how, which helps you to make some decisions and also you improve yourself. So similarly, once you get the data, insights which has been generated from data, it is to be clear and understandable format for so which helps the stakeholders to take better informed decisions. Okay, the story is not yet completed. So in order to run successfully this entire phases, right, so there are some principles which you have to take into the consideration. Yeah, the first one is like collaborative approach. So even in a cooking, right, even as an individual who is cooking also, the collaboration plays a role for them because they can seek inputs of recipes from their family members or their friends, or even they share their perspectives, or even they can collaborate with online communities, right? So that's how the collaboration works in terms of cooking. Even same in data ops, right? It's more of a team approach. So when your team are working together towards a common goal, right? Okay, so then only, let's say if, so all these people which we have seen, right, your data analysts, scientists, and your architects, your ops team, when all these teams come together, then only you are able to achieve your desired results. So that, so it ensures that, everyone is aligned and they are sharing their ideas and you're working towards a common goal. So that's how the collaboration works in the process of a data ops. And next is automation. In cooking, right, you can automate, by applying some kitchen appliances, or you can keep a track of your timer while you're cooking a recipe. So this ensures that, you are doing a consistency job and not doing a repetitive stuff here. Similarly, so in data ops also, your automation applies, you can apply your automation, for your data pipelines or your data quality checks and even your data processes. So what it does is, it improves your efficiency and try to avoid your repetitive tasks, and also allows your team to spend time on highly valuable tasks such as, your data analysis and your insight generation. So that's where most of the time you spend. And finally, continuous delivery. So in terms of a cooking, right, so the goal of continuous delivery is that, once your dish is cooked, you are presenting at the right moment. So whether the food is fresh or not, and you are presenting at the right moment or not, so that really matters. Again, so coming to the data ops, right, so we are able to deliver the continuous, whether you are able to deliver the deliverables on time or not. So you are taking the feedback of loops on time, whether you are providing the feedback and you are adapting the changes of the business and try to work on it effectively. So that's how you can deliver the results to your customer. So that's, your end of the results, your customer gets satisfied. So that's how it improves your business. So that's pretty much about, data ops and, and data ops collaboration, data ops phases. Now let's talk about FinOps. FinOps as a formal practice has gained, prominence in recent years, but it also has been evolving alongside with the growth of a cloud computing and, and managing costs for many organizations, right? While I believe most of us, I think, still believe that FinOps is relatively new practices compared to other established practices in organization. But what I believe is that, FinOps has already gained a rapid recognition and already been adapting by many organizations so far, right? So I think it's not relatively new, but it has gained its own traction. In a nutshell, right, so FinOps is a combination of the term finance and operation. So basically, it's a business initiative that designs to approach where, your technology, your executives, and your engineering and your finance teams come together in a collaborative approach to solve your business goals and needs. So the business goals and needs here are nothing but to bring a financial accountability to the cloud and make better informed decisions while managing a trade-off between your speed, cost, and performance. So that's the overall objective of the FinOps. Similarly to data ops, right, FinOps also has some phases. Okay, so all these phases are really crucial in order to successfully drive the FinOps operation. Again, I also correlated the FinOps phases with, again, one of the realistic example. So how many of you actually manage your personal finance? Okay, good numbers. So I believe that, FinOps phases also has a similar approach of managing your personal finances, right? So let me tell you how. So as Deepak was dive into the FinOps process phases, right, where you have seen already this inform, optimize, operate. So in the phase of inform, right, organizations are mainly focused on gaining visibility to their cloud usage and their cloud, understanding that how much they are spending on the pattern. So they try to understand that how much cloud you are using and how much money you are investing it. So that is really important to gain the visibility at the inform phase. So that's how you try to understand where your money is going, how much you are spending, right? Similarly, in personal finance, right, you gather information about your expense, income, savings. So that helps us to track where your expenses are going. How can you monitor your spending, and it will also give you a visibility to your end of the financial solution. So that's how you get an overall idea in the phase of inform. When you optimize, right, so in this phase, basically, organizations analyze the cost data cost data is nothing but the data which we have collected in the inform phase. So in the inform phase, what basically you analyze the cost data to get insights on how much you are spending it, as I told you. So in this phase, you try to analyze that cost data in the optimize phase, and you try to look for a ways how can you optimize the cost. So this is the phase where you try to resize your resources, like you try to cut down the unwanted resources of the cloud, okay, and also try to take the advantage and discounts where the cloud service offering, how can you leverage to optimize your cloud cost. So those sort of things you do in the optimize phase. In the operate phase, right, basically organizations focus on establishing practices and policies for the cost management and financial governance. So they set up some best practices on the cloud management system, and they also keep a track and control on the cloud cost, and also ensure that the complaints are within the cost management policies, and also they try to continuously thoroughly monitor the ongoing efforts here. So this is what they do in the entire phases. Okay, so again, in order to run this entire show, right, again, so we need to consider certain principles into the consideration. The first one is accountability. So accountability is really important in the FinOps phase. So accountability means people who are taking ownership, either it can be individual or a team, so it can be like, for example, it can be your FinOps manager, or it can be your cloud architects, or it can be altogether a different team who's monitoring your cloud cost and associated costs. So it is equally responsible to take the ownership of these things, right? So what basically happens is it brings a cost awareness and responsibility throughout the organization. So that's really important. So accountability plays a very key role in FinOps. And finally, transparency. So people who have already taken the ownership, right, so who are taking the responsibility of ownership, they should be clearly showcase the visibility of their cloud spending to the stakeholders. So which helps them to understand that where your costs are incurred, and that helps them to make a better informed decisions. Parallelly, it also helps them to facilitate the where you can allocate the cost, where you can attribute the cost, and they also look for ways to optimize the cost. So that's how the transparency plays a role here. And collaboration. So as I mentioned earlier, and parallelly, they also work on an agile approach to continuously improve their cloud management practices in the organization. So when all these things happen, right? So far you have understood that what FinOps, what DataOps, how DataOps works, how FinOps works. Now use case. So the advertisement. Okay. So the project here is all about email campaign. So the email campaign. Or not, its email campaign is one of the marketing thing that the marketing organization implemented in the email marketing project, right? Let me tell you the challenges that has been faced by the organization. So the challenges that was faced by the company was inefficient data management, for proper tools and structure transformation processes. So there is a lot of because due to lack of a manual and integration issues, they are not able to deliver the email campaigns on time. So it was, for instance, it was taking for them 3 to 4 weeks to collect, clean, and transform. So they do not have a robust system. They do not have a clue that where their email campaign costs are going higher and which ones are deriving better ROI. So they do not have a proper clue here that an organization was completely relying on manual process from your data collection, data transformation to the their campaign deployment. So they do not have a proper structure in you're seeing the campaign segmentation. So here, one thing I need to highlight here is the campaign segmentation, content personalization, campaign scheduling are the key aspects of email campaign strategy. So without all these things, right, it is difficult to deliver the email campaign successfully. So all these three things plays a very key role for the email campaign here. So as I mentioned, right, so since there's a lot of manual process involved here, so what they have done is, so we have took the advantages of open source tools for data integration to data transformation. Now this has been completely automated, the process of consolidating and harmonizing the data. So earlier it was taking 2 weeks time to transform the data for each segment. Now it has been reduced to 1 week, which is almost like 50% of a reduction in data pre-processing time, right? So, so that really played a key role for a campaign segmentation. So where we are able to split the target arguments clearly with the help of this open source tool, with the help of the open source tool optimization. And next, for content personalization, so we again we took the advantages of open source tools to optimize, to improve the quality. So we have thoroughly checked the quality checks, and we have improved the resources by taking the advantage of the tools here. And finally, for campaign scheduling, right? So since we have automated the data integration and transformation process, so it was very easy to streamline this automation system for the campaign scheduling. So earlier it was taking 1 week to schedule an email campaign. Now it has been drastically reduced to implemented to improve the email campaign performance. So when it comes to FinOps, right? So what we have also done parallelly here is cost monitoring associated with this campaign segmentation, content personalization, and campaign scheduling. So this has given a clear visibility that where our costs are going for tech segmentation. So those sort of a clear idea was there when we implemented the cost monitoring here. And budget allocation. So based on this cost monitoring results, so we have invested a higher amount of money for different segments and content personalization because they are giving a higher results in terms of a conversion, better conversion rates. So when you get this idea, right? So this helps you to allocate your budget resource thoroughly. So when you have an idea of your budget where you want to include, so that's how you can also optimize the things better. And finally, performance analysis. So performance analysis involves analyzing and tracking your metrics. For instance, here we are able to track the metrics of conversion rates, click-through rates of different segments, and content personalization. So this was giving us a clear idea of our KPIs, so that where we can optimize even better in terms of cost and everything. And finally, cost optimization. So by continuously, monitoring your performance analysis and, cost monitoring, we are able to identify where you can optimize the cost much better. So earlier, if you remember that, we have no clue that, where our costs are going higher. So where we are getting higher revenue or where we are able to derive higher ROI. So with this structure, we had a clear idea that, where we can invest. So where we can cut down our costs. So where we can invest the money on the tools. So those sort of results we were able to grab it. So this is the entire solution things which we have built. And what were the results? We have drastically improved the data quality and accuracy, as I told you in my previous slide. So we have drastically improved in terms of data quality and accuracy. And yeah, we were able to deliver the timely and relevant campaigns to our target audience. So that really helped us to get a better conversion rates and increased ROI and cost savings. So I have given a very descriptive overview of how before and after implementation of the things here. So before implementing the things, the company was spending $1,000 and they were able to get the $3,000 per month on the return on investment. After implementation of ADOps and FinOps things here, the cost optimization has gradually gone down of a 20%, where we were able to spend only $800 on cost, and our ROI has drastically improved to 5x, which is like $4,000, right? So which is really great thing, right? So all these things happen when we have thoroughly done with a collaborative agility approach. Everything was visible to teams. When all the teams combine together and work with a common goal, then only we are able to then that's how we have done this. So this can be possible only when all these things comes into the picture. So as again someone was pointing today that it's not that easy to do the collaborative approach. It takes a lot of efforts. So teams are like day by day, the organizations are streamlining the process and things. So we as a very small team, but we work together in a collaborative approach. So that's how it solved the problem. And in terms of implementing the strategies in an organization, so these are the key strategies that organization can think in terms of implementing in an organization for maximizing their ROIs. Shared responsibility for data costs. When your data and FinOps teams ensures your budget, the forecasting and optimization. Right. So it's really important to have a shared responsibility here. And finally, your data has a lot of key role in DataOps and FinOps, because on a DataOps side and in a FinOps side, you can optimize things by automating everything. in mind while adapting the cloud native mindset. And finally, invest in training and development, which is really important. See, because as the field has been drastically evolving, right, it's really important to be on the right means. You need to definitely upskill yourself. It can be not only in data ops or FinOps. So if you are working on any sort of work, right, it can be a data science, ML, or DAOps, cloud, whatever field you're working, it's really important to upskill yourself. So training and program learning and development of a programs are really important in organization. So that helps your employees to stay up to date on the business trends. Yeah, so here are some of the references if you want to explore about the data ops. So the nice article which I found on the Forbes, especially, it was talking about how you can maximize your return on investment for an organization. Yeah, finally, in the age of data, the possibilities are endless, to be honest. Yeah, unlock the potential, embrace collaboration, watch your dollars multiply. Yeah, so that's how our journey has ended from data to dollars. Yeah. If you have any questions, feedback, suggestions, improvements, you can definitely get in touch with me on this social media platforms, or if you want to get in a one-to-one conversation at any point of time, you can check out my calendar and then feel free to get in touch with me. Yeah, that's pretty much from my side.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kalyan. Whoa, my volume went up a lot. Can we hear it one more time for him? Any questions that you have, please reach out to him on his socials. Also, guys, so I've been looking at LinkedIn. A lot of them have been participating quite recently. For those who haven't, now's your chance. Again, I'm telling you, it's a very cool and interesting game show that we're going to have with the social media winners. But right now, we're going to kickstart with a quiz. And this is going to be a live quiz. So let's first warm up your fingers. Put your hands in the air. Okay, give me a dominant thumb, like whichever thumb you use to swipe. Right? Let's give it a little bit of twirl. Let's flex out your fingers, rotate your wrists. Okay? Now we want to get your hand-eye coordination in place. So every time I lift my hand up, you're going to clap. Guys, how many of you guys use laptops and systems to do your work? Put your hand up.
Yeah.
There's no half commitment, full. Right? That means the main basis of your work rely on your hand-eye coordination. Yes? Alright, so when I put my hand up, you guys, I like a few of them slowly, they're also putting their hand up. Okay, so also, you can get in touch with Mr. Kalyan offline. And if you have any questions, please do reach out there. You can also send it on Slido. Your request, Slido is this QR code here. And you can drop in your queries to Mr. Kalyan and the team will get you in touch with them. Yeah. All right. So can everyone say, oh, oh. Okay, next up, can we have the slide for the quiz? Okay, guys, I need you all to take out your phone, open your lenses. This is going to be a live quiz happening on Con. I'm going to give you guys about... How many of you guys are done with it? You can sign in with Google, right? I recommend every one of you to play this. It's going to be super fun, super exciting. A lot of knowledge is going to be earned and more important. Can everyone just take a moment and say, hi Swati.
Hello everyone.
No. Hello, come on guys. More welcoming hi. All right, let's try. Hello everyone. High five. Okay, we're going to be the co-host for this quiz. So sign in with your Google accounts. If you all don't have Google, Hotmail, the OG email ID. Right. Any other announcement? All right. 1 minute has passed. Anyone having difficulties signing in, please put your hand up. We'll have... What is the quiz code? Very good question. I don't have the answer to that question. What is the quiz code? It's not required, is what the... Can I have my phone? I'll check on my phone so that I can help. See, that's my phone. Okay, both there. Anyone? I was just... Okay guys, once you scan it, it's going to ask about cookies on this site. I don't read the terms and conditions. I always put all cookies are accepted. Cool? From there we scroll down and we see 16th June 23. Right? Don't click on that. Scroll a little more, a bit more down and you'll have this octopus. Below that you'll have sign in to play. So you click on the sign in to play button. Then you have different, you have even Facebook, which you can log in with. I'm going to use Google. Once again, a big shout out to ConfHub, our ticketing partner, and also the team behind having this quiz ready for us. I'm here to, for me, I'm just getting this white page with this blue dot. Anyone else facing this issue? Thank you. She is so helpful. So in case you're in this white page with this purple dot blinking, refresh. And the bindi is still there. In case this white bindi is there,
to log in, right?
Try logging in on your incognito mode. I never thought I'll use it for quiz. Man, please don't laugh. Sorry? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so is everyone ready with your quiz? Anyone still having issues? Please put your hand up. Okay, we have to run a troubleshooting, debugging.
Okay, so our technical team can help you if you are not able to log in.
I'm trying to use all technical terms.
For quiz, they are the technical people.
Can you guys say hi to Sanuj and Abhishek? Say hi, Sanuj. Hi, Abhishek. Please fix my problem. Oh, wait, I actually know this one, sir. Some 7 years ago, I worked in a data company and then we had Jira where we had to raise tickets. Please clap hands for me, guys. Okay, thank you. Yeah, actually, it's like the data world is calling me back. I think this is the sign. Mr. Giri, you'll hire me, no? Yes. Yeah, we'll do some analytics. You can be a Scrum Master. I love that. What's that?
Okay, only two are facing problem, right?
Okay, how many of you have already moved on to the page where it says you can play the quiz? Please put your hand up. Is that the majority? All right.
50%. So I should start it right away? Yeah, should I start it? Okay, hello everyone. I hope you are able to log in now. I hope you have enjoyed all of the sessions organized by Unravel Data, who is significantly growing in the field of data observability since last few years. So before we move to our most awaited session, fun session I would say, let me make it more interesting. So I'll tell you some interesting story. You will enjoy that. So this is about one of the most ancient Indian literature, Vetal Panchvishi. I hope you all must be knowing Vikram Vetal stories, right? Yeah. So in this Vetal Panchvishli, there are two important characters: the legendary king Vikramaditya and the Vetal. Vetal is a celestial spirit. We call it as a Pichasya, right? So you know how that Pichasya is. So this Vikramaditya was very courageous, and he promises one of his tantric that he'll bring this vampire to him for necessary to perform certain rituals, right? So what happens is that every time he tries to capture this vampire, he faces a lot of difficulties. Why? Because this Vetal has certain conditions. Each time Vikramaditya captures Vetal, Vetal used to tell him a story. And that story essentially ends with a riddle. So that storytelling has 4 conditions. First condition was that Vikramaditya should keep his mouth shut during the storytelling. Second condition, Vikramaditya, if he cannot answer the question correctly, vampire would consent, would go with him and remaining within his captivity. Third condition was that if Vikramaditya knows the answer correctly, but still he tries to keep quiet, his head shall burst into 1,000 pieces. And the last condition was that if Vikramaditya answers the question correctly, vampire would return to his tree. So catch-22 situation, right? So, and let me tell you that Vetala knows that Vikramaditya is very intelligent king, and he would probably answer 100% answer, give the correct answer to each and every question. That's the reason this cycle of capturing and releasing the vampire continues, and this still continues, right? He was never not able to capture the vampire till the time. So you all must be thinking why I'm narrating this story and how that stays relevant here. So let me tell you that we are also starting with the quiz-based round, and don't worry. Though I am playing a role of Vetala, and you all are Vikramaditya here, I am extremely sure that you all know the answers correctly. So we have 12 questions based on what you have learned through our tech sessions and stories throughout the day, even the panel discussion, right? So that is those all questions based on the big data and data observability. And there are certain rules to this also. But only difference here is that you neither need to keep me in captivity, nor I'll curse or come up with the more set of questions if you answer this series correctly. Rather, you all will be rewarded with very interesting goodies and gifts. So we are going to have 3 winners out of this series. So, okay, so let me elaborate on the rules first. So the first rule of the quiz is that you cannot navigate to other screens. Once you are logged into this screen, quiz screen, you cannot go back to any page. You cannot navigate to any other screen. Or rather, you cannot refresh the screen. Keep that in mind. And you will just get 30 seconds to answer each question. There is no negative marking. The faster you will answer the question, the more points you will earn. A score on the leaderboard is totally based on the correct answers plus the time that you have taken to answer those questions. So, rules are clear, right? Okay. Let me start the quiz now.
Just before we start the quiz, Swati, or Swati aka Vedalam, no? I don't know if I said it right. But guys, you'll have one more chance to quickly scan the QR code and join the thing. It should work right now. Anyone who hasn't entered the quiz space, put your hand up. Anyone? No, I can't see half hands. I can only see fully committed, yes, it's not working hands. Anyone here having an issue with the quiz?
You are good to go, right?
That ma'am right there. Anyone else? And the gentleman at the back there. This ma'am here. And quickly try to support them. We haven't shared it on the screen yet. So once again, just to quickly kind of get an understanding on the rules, there are no negative markings.
Okay.
So whoever answers the first.
Fastest finger first.
Yeah, fastest finger, the correct answer. Do not refresh the screen.
You cannot Google any question there.
You cannot?
Google.
Yeah, all the best. Yeah. But if you can.
You can't navigate to different screens also.
Yeah, Swati ma'am will come in. She will ban you from the quiz. All right, I'd like everyone to take a deep breath. Inhale for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your mouth for 5 seconds. All right, are you guys ready? No, this should have that full game show feeling. Are you guys ready? All right, Swati ma'am, over to you.
Our question is on your screen. Why is data and rise to the top of the leaderboard? So read through the options there. First option is to ensure that your data doesn't troubleshooting and optimization of data operations. Yeah, your time is up now. You didn't get choice?
Guys, if there's a issue,
They didn't get choices.
if you all didn't get the choices, you all can refresh the screen once again. All right, you all got disqualified in the first question. I blame all of your phones.
Yeah, your phones are not.
Yeah. This is how I kind of got fired also. I told it's not my fault.
Oh, yeah, second quiz is there. We can restart.
36 people have answered the correct answer,
Quit from this quiz, right?
and 2 participants have skipped the question.
We are talking about restarting the quiz. How can we?
All right, we're going to do one more question in 3, 2, 1.
So let's try second question. Okay. The next question is coming in 4 seconds on your screen. Okay. The second question is, how does FinOps handle unexpected spike in cloud cost? Option A, by hiring a team of cloud cost fortune tellers. B, by analyzing users patterns and adjusting resources accordingly. C, by performing a rain dance to bring down the cost. And D, by pleading with the cost provider to cut some slack. You just have 5 seconds in hand. Your time is up now.
And time.
Okay. So let us see the leaderboard.
Right now, with the highest points, it's Mr. Satish Kumar. Mr. Satish Kumar, can you put your hands up? Oh, let's hear it for Mr. Satish. In second, we have Shri Charan. That's Shri Charan right there. And in third place, we have Sheikh Ashfaq Salim. Right there. Okay, all the backbenchers are getting it through with 2 points each. Satish Kumar answering 2 questions in under 17 seconds. That's impressive.
Okay. So ready for the third question? Okay. So here is our third question coming up in just 2 seconds. Okay. In a data team, who would be the guardian of data quality, ensuring accurate and reliable data? Data steward, data guru, data JD, or data wizard? You just have 15 seconds in hand. Five more seconds to go. Your time is up now.
Ooh. This is a tough one. Only 50% of you guys got it right. 40% of you got the wrong answer. The correct answer to that question was data steward. And 5 participants thought it's data guru. I would have thought the
Satish
same
is
thing.
still leading the board.
And now with the leaderboard, you can see Satish still taking the lead. Come on, guys, put your hands together. He's at 26 seconds. Now Sheikh Ashfaq Salim has come up to the second place in the leaderboard with 35 seconds. So Satish is with a lead of 9 seconds ahead of all the other participants. Can we hear it once again for him? We also have Mr. Snehit coming in and replacing the previous podium finisher. Mr. Snehit is in at 36 seconds with 3 points on the scoreboard. Up next with the next question. Swati ma'am, take over.
Yeah, here it's fourth question, which is coming up just in 2 seconds. Yeah. The question is, what does the term data skew refer to in distributed systems? Options are A, when data becomes too heavy and collapses under its own weight. B, when data values are not uniformly distributed across partitions or nodes. C, when data is encrypted and becomes unreadable. D, when data is duplicated and results in inconsistencies. You just have 8 seconds in the hand. 5 more seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Your time is up now.
Ooh. And the correct answer, ma'am, is
74% people give right answer.
when
Mr.
data
This is
values.
still leading the board.
With 74% of you getting the right answer when data values are not uniformly distributed across partitions or nodes. 54 of you got it right. Satish Kumar still with the lead at how many seconds?
33.
33 seconds. Can you guys give it up for Satish Kumar? I don't know, what's your refresh rate, dude? I think he's already connected to 6G. And Mr. Snehit coming in at second place, moving up the leaderboard again. Mr. Snehit, hi. Alright, so it's a classic battle of the front bencher versus the last bencher. All the best. With the next question.
The fifth question coming in on your screen in just 2 seconds. And the question is, what is the concept of data lakes all about? Options are creating a tranquil oasis for data to swim freely. B, collecting data drops and creating a majestic waterfall of insight. C, storing data in a vast, unstructured reservoir for future exploration. D, turning data storage into a whimsical fairy tale land. You just have 8 seconds in hand.
These, what is this?
Your time is up now.
Whoa, and you guys got it right. That's
Yeah,
cool.
94% people gave the right answer. Okay, now the Snehit is leading the...
Alright, Snehit is up at the leaderboard. Looks like
57 seconds.
at 57 seconds, Sheikh Ashfaq is back up and Harish is at third place. What happened to
Satish.
Mr. Satish? I think someone hacked his phone. The pressure's caught up. But good job, Mr. Snehit. Let's move on to the next question.
So here is the sixth question, which is just coming up in 2 seconds. And the question is, you are responsible for managing a Databricks environment that hosts multiple projects within varying resource requirements. You need to allocate separate resources for each project to ensure isolation and prevent resource contention. Which feature of Databricks should you use? Jobs, notebooks, workspaces, or clusters? You just have 10 seconds in hand.
Can I answer? I think
3, 2, 1. Your time is up now.
clusters will be the correct answer.
Yes, you also know.
Actually, yes. Come on, guys. Spending time with all of you, I've learned. 41 of you got it wrong.
Oh, now the Virya is on the
All right.
top of the leaderboard.
The participant, the whole game has been flipped over. Can we hear it for Veerla Srinag? Where are you? Right there, Mr. Veera. Come on, make some noise for him.
Who is this?
Gonga. I'm not reading that. I don't know Telugu, but I know that's not. Mr. Reddy. There, make some noise for him. Come on, guys. And Maruti Bona. All the backbenchers are coming into the top of the leaderboard. Up next.
Okay, seventh question is just coming up in 4 seconds on your screen. Okay, the question is, an organization needs a tool for workflow scheduling and orchestration that supports complex data dependencies, has a strong focus on data quality, and provides extensive testing and validation capabilities. Which tool would be the most appropriate choice? Apache Spark, Apache Airflow, Apache Flink, or DAX?
All right, I see a lot of you taking a breather, walking. I know it was a very intense quiz. I could feel the pressure from standing over here and judging all of you on how you all answer. So guys, please do collect your water bottles, come back into the seat. We're waiting on all of you to quickly settle down. Okay, everybody in the back, attention please. Hi, please come back to your seats quickly. I'll count down to 10 seconds. Sure. Mr. Shivnath, you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7. Everyone who's standing will have to Google pay me 1,500 rupees. 6, 5. Immediately everyone turn and they're going back to their seats. I like this. Please come on, gentlemen, come on. Quickly settle down. We're going to get the next panel discussion started. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, that actually worked. Thank you so much. Guys, everybody look here. Smile. With the best smile you can give me. Can I see a big thumbs up in the air? Awesome. Can we say hi, Mr. Shivnath? Over to you, sir.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Not really. Yep. Now you can hear me, right? So after that very exciting quiz, now we have a high bar to meet, right? The panel is the enigma of data observability, is total visibility into complex data ecosystems, and unattainable quest, right? What does this even mean? Right? It's actually a title to wake all of you up. Right? What it means to common people like you and me is we have spoken a lot about data observability, data ops, FinOps, all of that, right? Is it even attainable? Is it like, are we trying to solve such a hard problem that it's not even attainable, right? And for that, I have a very illustrious team of panelists whom I'm going to invite one by one. So first we have Shalini. Shalini, if you can come on to stage. So Shalini Sinha. So Shalini is at Walmart. She's the director of engineering. She has an incredible set of experiences on analytics and many things along that, and you'll see her expertise as she answers some of these questions. Thanks, Shalini. Next, I would like to invite on stage Srini Raghavan. Srini. So Srini is at Atlan. Srini has done tremendous amount of work in data governance. Thanks, Srini. So one of the fun facts that I learned speaking to Srini earlier is Srini has built 3 data catalogs in his in the years that he has spent. So 3 different ones. 3, I'm hoping better and better ones, Srini. Yep. Yes. So thanks, Srini. Now we have third panelist, Natarajan Ganapati. Natarajan is at Hexaware and come on stage and has a lot of expertise in things like architecture and data strategy. In fact, I had the pleasure of working with Natarajan briefly in a very complex migration that he and team were doing a cloud migration for a very reputed company in the networking and telecom space. Thanks, Natarajan. And finally, we have Praveen Kannan. Praveen is at Unravel. Praveen leads a team of engineers who work on some of the most complex, fast, high-scale data pipelines. And prior to Unravel, he was at Adobe, where he was again leading a team that is working on a very large on-prem Hadoop environment and then moving all of that and migrating all of that to the cloud. So I couldn't imagine a better team that can take us through this, I would say I'm hoping, controversial panel. So let's not all agree on things, right? Let's really debate and discuss. And I also want to ensure that the audience also gets a chance to ask questions, right? So we'll start with the very first question I want the panelists to answer is, we'll start with you, Shalini. It's like, in this journey of observability and data observability, what is one thing that you feel is the biggest blocker that you have faced? And what is one challenge that you want to tell all of us about?
So I think as